Plaintiff Journey Couture was adopted when she was 3 days old, and she started searching for her biological family when she was a teenager. Journey believes the defendant may be her brother, so she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test. Defendant Walter McPhail Jr. says he was in his 20s when he first met Journey, and even though his father didn't say whether or not she was his daughter, Walter claims he accepted her right away.
And we're here to determine the sibling relations, and took a DNA test with us. So I'll allow you to begin.
Well, I was given up for adoption when I was 3 days old.
3 days?
And 3 days old, yep. And I was adopted by white parents. And everything was good, from until probably about first grade. My first parent-teacher conference, as we walked down the hall, everything around got quiet, and there were like hundreds of people there. But everything got quiet, and I heard, "Why are her parents white?" And I never knew anything about white, black, different in my house until I went to school and heard that. So I wanted to know what was that, and that's when they sat me down and told me I was adopted. And then, but I was only in first grade, so I really didn't know what it meant. But as I got older, maybe like 12, 13, 14, then I wanted to know more, because I'm walking around and my black car was getting pulled all the time. Like, you like pumpkin pie, you don't like sweet potato pie, you ain't black. So I'm like, well, dang, So
let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. At what point did you understand the difference in races?
So like maybe when I started really having friends and going outside of my house to look for relationships, that's when I really knew, because like we ate certain things at my house, and then when I went to my friend's house, it was different,
Got it.
Spaghetti at my house was with wheat noodles, and at their house we had the real white, the real noodles that we like, right? Mm-hmm. So it, stuff like that. But I think that maybe parents should educate themselves on how to bring those topics up to their
There you go. And there you go. That's the benefit you're able to provide to society. And so don't overlook that. Don't overlook that privilege that you have. You're in a unique position. I've lived a long time, have children, grandchild, and still don't know when to discuss race with now my grandchild. And so I'm just confused and I'm scary. And my son-in-law and daughter are taking a different approach. And so I just don't know if I like it. Ooh, my daughter gonna get me for talking like this on TV. Hey, but the one benefit I get, I was telling somebody this yesterday, the one benefit I get, I used to kind of resent it because none of my children, none of my close friends, none of the people who really benefit from me, other than Linda and my mother-in-law, watch my show. Yeah. None of them. Yeah. I think at like age 12 or 14, two of my kids had never watched my show. And by then I had been on for like 6, 7 years. Had never, you already watched the show. Just don't interest us, Dad. If we want to see you, you come in, you come home. We're not interested in you. We don't like judge show. So I get to talk about them like a dog, and they never know. And they never know.
I'm going to call them and tell them.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. I said, I'm going to call them.
Oh, don't you do that. Don't you do that. So growing up, how did you come to find your other family, your blood family, if you will?
Okay. So probably 14, 15, I got curious, and the curiosity came and went, because every time I thought about looking for them, then I got scared or something else happened. So probably around 17, my adopted mother, she had a file and it had 3 sheets of paper in it about my birth parents. And my nosy little self figured out that they had accidentally put the hospital band of my mother on the paper. So I figured out, okay, that's her birth date. That got to be her name or whatever. So I just started looking for a list of people with that last name. And then my adoption was closed. So later I went into the agency and paid a lady to go into the court, have the records open, and then she connected us.
And that was what age then?
I was like 24.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind about it in terms of trying to reach out and find her and your siblings?
Well, even before that, I always felt like there was a hole because you're too much white or you're not enough black. So, then like I want to know, who do I look like? Who do I act like? Stuff like that. So that was what was with me. And even now that I've known them, I still feel like I don't belong anywhere. Yeah. So.
Well, you do. You belong, in my opinion, in one of the beautiful cultures of America. People say that there should be a colorblind society. Well, I don't want to be blind at all. I don't want to be colorblind at all. I want to be able to determine what's blue and what's red. Mm-hmm. And so in that sense, my opinion, as is the opinion of many folks, that you should celebrate the culture of every group of people in America, not act like they don't exist. Celebrate. And you grew up in a multicultural family. So the hope is that you would be able to celebrate your culture. They would be able to celebrate their culture in the same household.
I got suspended from school one time for taking. My mother let me take hoghead cheese to school for lunch.
I ain't saying go that far. I'm sorry, man.
I was mad. That stuff is good. I ain't lying.
She had you take hoghead cheese to school.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I agree with your mama. Please don't tell me she gave you some chitlins in your lunch pail. I'm gonna get her. She ain't go that far. She ain't put no chitlins in your lunch pail, did she?
They're not. If she did, no.
All right. Let me talk to your brother. I believe in your brother.
Yeah,
when folks come here, I believe they're related until I'm proved differently. So let me hear from you, sir.
I met in like in 90-something. And then we just like bonded after that. And my dad never did just say, well, hey, you're my daughter. So like, it wasn't no closure there. So like, I tried to bridge the gap right there.
What age?
Touch with her. I was like 20-something.
And how have you all been associating since then?
Oh, like daily.
Okay. Since in your 20s, and you were in your 25. So that's been a number of years then. So when did you get religion and wanted to get a confirmation?
Because there's somebody a couple of people in our family that don't want me to eat at the table I belong at. And I'm tired of that. Other words, they want to put me out of where I belong.
Based on some gossip or just saying, she ain't really gossip?
Sure. But if I deserve a spot at the same table y'all eat at, I want to eat too.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And
I don't like the fact that it's going around that he's not my father, because then to me, that insinuates that my mother was doing something, and we got to stop that, because don't do my mother like that. Nope.
I love it.
And that's one of the reasons I came here, because I know you don't play no games.
No, I don't allow people to disrespect their mama in here.
Like Walter's mother, she's my mom. My mom's my mom. My aunt's my mom. Like everybody's just like, come on.
Good.
You know, my dad's sister, I talk to her every day. She cussed me out, whatever. You know, it's right. All good. And my dad, he never denied me either. Like, he always just told me, I know where I was.
Good.
You know, I didn't know you existed, but I know where I was. And then he started looking at my fingers and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, you one of us.
Now, what are you on?
It was just like that.
What about your birth mom?
Yeah, she accepted me right away. Like, we were on the phone like all day, every day for the whole 2 weeks until I went there. And then I was supposed to be there a week, but I ended up staying like a month and a half or something.
And your family, your adoptive family that raised you, they don't have any resentments, I'm sure. They're happy for you?
No, that was one of my fears back then. And my mother, I think, feared that, but I told her, you just don't have to trust me. I'm not going there and never coming back. I'm just figuring out how to have all of you.
That's right.
So now I have a lot of parents.
So once again, one last time, you're in a very unique position. You are blessed to be able to have experienced two different cultures, Black and white folks and Latino folks. We all need to be able to know each other. And the only way we can know each other is live around each other, go to school with each other. We don't have to try and be each other. Be who you are, but get to know. Because if we don't know each other, we fear each other. We need to live together so we don't fear each other. That's the point I'm making about diversity. All right, and you all are blood siblings. All right. Yeah. You are blood siblings. God bless you. Continue success. Make sure you fulfill that responsibility that you have to bringing us together and sharing these cultures, and so that we won't fear each other. Congratulations to you.
All right, thank you. I'm good. I just can't wait till I get them papers so I can start smacking people with it. Whoever got something to say, boom.